Okay, I am Kristen.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is So I'm Watching Outlander, Season 1, Episode 12, Lallybroch. Woo! Finally there.
This fucking fool.
Okay, all right. So, if you've been with us since the beginning of this coverage, we have given a lot of shit to Claire.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't get it. She's a little naive, more naive than she should be, and it continues longer than it should have.
Yeah.
This is the first episode that we can be like, Jamie's a fucking idiot. Because he sure is.
God, he just right out the window.
Oh my God.
I just falls to pieces.
So first of all, immediately, like the very second that they arrive through the archway, which is like 15 feet from the front door, and he is on Jenny about, you know, naming Jack Randall's bastard after him, and who knocked you up with the baby you're pregnant with right now? Don't you have any shame? Can you imagine what this would do to me for the rest of my life? Not letting her get a word in edgewise, and she literally is like, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
She's like, I don't want any part of this. And even Claire is like, maybe like don't. And the only thing that bums me out about this episode is what a bitch Jenny is to Claire.
Yeah, but it's
makes
annoying,
sense.
but it makes sense.
It makes
because
sense.
She's trying to assert her power.
Of course. I 100% get it. But like, that's also not the last time Jamie is an asshole in this episode, because he goes on to really take his lordly duties to the next level.
He's just like so excited to
Yeah.
be back there and like, I'm in charge, I'm in power, and then just like, you don't pay rent. You don't pay rent. You don't pay rent.
I'll take your kid off your hands.
Yeah, let's all get fucked up on whiskey.
Yeah, so it's a lot. He's doing it wrong. He's not doing the right thing. He's not listening to Ian. He's not listening to Jenny, who have been running the house for 4 years, the two of them. And it just is altogether pretty obnoxious. And Claire tries to call him out on it, and he gets mad that she's doing it in front of his sister and the servants. And so it's like not until later that she just fucking hauls him out of bed.
It was great when her and Ian had that conversation about how to deal with the Fraser people.
Yeah.
And that was hysterical, though, because she really does, like, trying to do a magic trick, you know, where you take the tablecloth off of the table and just throws him out of bed. And it's just like, listen here, you stupid fuck.
Right onto the floor.
Great.
And she just is like, you're acting like an asshole, and where is Jamie? Because I don't much like Lord Broch Turok. It's amazing. It's super amazing. I love, like, every minute of it. I really like the mill scene.
Yes.
Like, Jamie's fixing the water wheel. All of that is great. The English soldiers are good. That, like, the solidarity in that moment between Jenny and Claire is really nice as well, because we do get more of that is coming. They end up being very close, and I love that. But just the whole, because it's like they're collecting rents like they did for the Mackenzies, except for everybody comes to their little, I guess it's not really, is it a castle?
It's an estate.
Yeah, it's like a manor house almost. So everybody comes to them for it instead. And so there's like, they've got everybody there. Claire gets a vase, which you had not put together until now, because they like make a point of showing it, and she gets like a little smile on her face, and I'm just like,
completely. And still, had you not pointed that out, I wouldn't have gotten it.
So she's finally got a vase. She sort of has a home now, even though I will say they don't really stay here for very long.
No, but it's, I mean, to have an idea of home, I mean, I don't think she's ever really had that since she's been so transient her entire life.
Definitely. So in addition to Jenny, getting some more of Jenny, we also meet Ian, who was Jamie's boyhood friend as well, and now is Jenny's husband, Ian Murray. He's awesome. I love Ian. I love the relationship that he and Claire have. It's very fun. The fact that he like talks to her, because he asks her about being a healer and that she's seen like amputations and stuff because he is missing one leg. I think it's really fun, the kinship that she finds with a lot of the people, because the kinship she finds with him is very similar to the one that she has with Jamie, in that she doesn't look on them with pity for being broken. And I think that's super important to her character, because she's just sort of like, I mean, shit happens. Like, what will you do about it? Like, you can't do anything about it. And I really dig that. I think it's really nice. I like that it's something that follows her through the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get a character later that loses a hand, and it's the same thing there. I just love it.
Same. And it's funny because on one hand, she could be so judgmental and so just like quick to make a decision, and that's just what it is. But when she's presented with these men where people will write them off because of the most like the obvious thing that's apart from them, she doesn't really pass judgment like that. She's just like you said, just kind of like, okay, so what?
I love it. And I think she also, in that same vein, she understands why Jenny is acting the way she is. And she's like, well, we came in and like, because she even is like, you don't need to give up your bedroom. Like, you've been here the whole time. And Jamie's like, no, it's the Lord's bedroom. And I'm just like, Jamie.
Well, but I mean, even Jenny was just kind of like, no, it's your bedroom. Yeah. It's yours. And it's just like,
you can tell it chaps her ass.
Yeah. But I mean, she's almost doing it out of spite too. Yeah. And it's just like, fucking stop. You both are being so hard-headed. Just shut up.
So that is really nice then, because after he fixes the water wheel and the British soldiers are gone, Jenny finally sees his back. She's not seen it before. And it sort of makes her rethink some stuff. And then I do love moments that like what happens in this episode where like they both are trying to apologize to each other at the same time.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I was wrong. And she's like, no, but I was wrong. And he's like, but I was wronger. And she's like, no, I'm the wrongest one. And it just sort of like goes around and around. But I always did love the one thing she says, where she says, if your life is a suitable trade for my honor, then why isn't my honor a suitable trade for your life? Unless you're implying that I don't love you as much as you love me. I love it. It's so good. Because I think, despite the fact that she's pissed at him for being gone for 4 years and then immediately assuming she was just whoring around with redcoats for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I love their relationship and how in sync they really generally are together. It's really nice. And I think it's really cute. And so I do love that moment where they finally make up and she's like, I didn't realize how bad it was, like everything that happened. And they both think they're responsible for killing their father. And I'm like, he had a heart attack, man. I don't know what to like.
Yeah. And I mean, when they both agreed that it's Jack Randall's fault, I mean, it's like, you're right. That is the correctly placed anger for that. But yeah, it's like both you guys got to just chill the fuck out.
Yeah. We also do finally get into the psychosexual shit a little deeper with Jack Randall because Jamie tells Claire that basically Jack Randall said, if you just like let me have you for the night, I won't whip you again tomorrow and you can go free. And I do love that he just was like, I sort of thought getting fucked in the ass might not hurt as bad as like as getting whipped again, but I couldn't really do it. And I just am like, I mean, I don't think it would have hurt less the way that Jack Randall was gonna do it.
Yeah, no, he would have definitely found a way to make it the most absolutely painful thing to ever happen.
And then, like we discussed, he like just absolutely would have beaten him again the next day, no matter what. Like anyway, so it's all for the best that he didn't do it. But yeah, all of that stuff is just kind of, and he's like caressing Jamie, and it's just like, and then he like grabs his like wounded back, or it's like, it's really a lot.
Well, and then in passing, we hear Claire talk about turning lavender into oil. I mean, we're not there yet, but we know what's happening. And
keep that in mind.
Woo! Yeah. Seed has been planted.
Because I had never noticed that on a watch before, and then I was like, like, don't make any more right now.
Ooh, I have chills.
Yeah.
Terrible. It's terrible.
So yeah, I'm trying to think what else we do in this episode. That's mostly it. They're like settling into Lallybroch.
And Claire does say that she feels like she's finally a part of it.
Yeah, which is nice. And I'm excited to get to the point where she and Jenny are like friends, because we have a couple more episodes at Lallybroch before we move on. This time around at least. And yeah, it's nice, the camaraderie that they pulled together. I was gonna say one more thing, and we end with the watch.
Yeah, the watch.
It's the watch has like infiltrated
these fucking guys,
the house, and it's not great.
I know that this is fiction, but I mean, if this were in fact real life, I mean, it just doesn't fucking stop. It's just always a new thing. You think you got it figured out, you fix the mill, so then your Bannocks don't taste so gritty.
Yeah.
And then, you figure shit out with your brother and blah, blah, blah. And then the redcoats pass by. Gotta figure that out. And then the watch comes in. And it's like, can we just focus on Jamie Fraser's pubes? Like, can we just have that?
Come on, we were so close.
So close. That's all we want.
We had discussed it because we got a really unsettling glimpse at Tobias Menzies' penis in this episode.
Really? Oof.
I think it was obviously it's supposed to be unsettling.
Yeah.
But then we just did not get Sam Heughan. So I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
But like, why?
I saw the pubes.
Yeah.
It was in your hand. Just
it was right there. Just like, whoops. Oops.
My wiener. Now I know what was keeping the wheel from turning.
Ooh. Man, there's also a couple of really good, like when Jenny and Jamie are fighting at the beginning, and she's like, "Do I need to do what I did when we were younger, and grab you by the balls so that you like can just listen to me?" Mm-hmm. And he says, "Don't say something like that in front of my wife." And she just is like, "Well, if she really is your wife, she's probably more familiar with your balls than I am." Mm-hmm. Amazing. I love Jenny, and I think Laura Donnelly's performance as Jenny is
spectacular,
like, so good.
And I love that Sam Heughan is the one that brought her in.
Yeah, because they were friends from drama school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah, super cute. She's very good at it. They have really fun chemistry. She has really fun chemistry with kind of everybody. Mm-hmm. Also, watch this space because we are also going to be covering the Nevers.
Yes.
And all the discussions that implies moving forward, given the creator of said show. But we will be doing that, and the episodes will likely come out in the run up to season 2, because I think we're going to cover season 2 live. Mm-hmm. So keep your eye out for that. If you like Laura Donnelly, she is the lead on that show.
Yay!
So yeah. But yeah, I think that is basically it. I guess the takeaway is that I love Jenny.
Same.
She is a rock star.
Co-signed.
So yeah. All right. Well, we will be back for episode 13 shortly. Bye.
Bye.